As the wolf's terrifying howl echoed through the night, augmented by the guttural growling resonating from the depths of the forest, the villagers scrambled to gather what weaponry they could. The chilling serenade of the wolf's howl, coupled with the eerie whispers of unseen creatures in the dark, created a haunting melody in the still night air. It was a promise of impending doom that sent a shiver down the spine of every villager. The once tranquil village was now a chaotic scene as men, women, and even children rummaged through their homes for anything that could serve as a weapon. Axes, rifles, even saws were clutched in trembling hands, their owners' faces a mask of fear. Amidst this pandemonium, a figure stood out against the cacophony of terrified voices. The witch, with her calm demeanor and steady gaze, was a beacon of hope. Her voice rang out clear and strong, slicing through the din of the panicked crowd. Her plan was simple, yet daring. A giant net, woven with spells and incantations, was their only hope. The villagers watched with awe as she placed trap devices on the ground, the intricate mechanisms glinting under the moonlight. The howl and growl grew closer, the wolf's presence almost tangible in the crisp night air. The villagers held their breath, their hearts pounding in their chests, as the whispering voices in the background heightened the sense of impending doom. The witch, however, remained unflappable, her eyes never leaving the dark forest from where the sounds originated. And then, with a leap that seemed to defy gravity itself, the wolf appeared before them, a vicious creature that struck fear into their hearts. Its eyes glowed with a savage ferocity, its fur bristling, teeth bared in a snarl that sent waves of terror through the crowd, amplified by the growling voices in the background. The wolf, a creature of nightmares, had arrived. The villagers could only watch in horror, their weapons feeling inadequate in the face of such a beast. But the witch stood her ground, her gaze never wavering from the beast before her. The stage was set, the players in place, and the symphony of growls and whispers had signaled the beginning of a battle that would decide the fate of the village. The wolf, seemingly unfazed by the crowd before him, launched into a frenzy, his sharp claws cutting through the villagers like butter. This was no ordinary beast, but a creature of immense strength and agility, a force of nature, seemingly invincible. The villagers, though terrified, fought back with all their might. Axes swung, rifles fired, but the wolf remained undeterred, its ferocity undiminished. The air was thick with tension and fear, the sounds of the battle echoing through the night. The wolf, in the midst of the chaos, was a whirlwind of destruction, its eyes glowing ominously in the moonlight. But amidst this pandemonium, there was one who stood her ground, one who was not swayed by fear. The witch. She stepped forward, her eyes filled with determination. In her hand she held a potion, its contents shimmering under the moon's pale glow. With a swift movement, she threw the potion at the beast. The wolf, caught off guard, inhaled the potion's fumes and fell into a deep slumber. The villagers, seizing this opportunity, threw a giant net over the unconscious creature, tying it up so tight that it could hardly move. The witch, not wasting any moment, drew a dark, nearly black blood sample from the wolf. The sight of it was chilling, a stark reminder of the beast's formidable power, yet there was a glimmer of hope, a chance to turn the tide. The witch held the blood sample up to the moonlight, her face etched with resolve. The battle had been fierce, the night filled with terror, but now there was a moment of respite, a glimmer of hope. The villagers stood around the captured wolf, their faces a mix of relief and apprehension. They had won the battle, but the war was far from over. With a final thud, the wolf fell, ensnared in the net, a dark, nearly black blood sample in the witch's hands. The witch, her face illuminated by the moonlight, looked at the villagers, her eyes filled with determination. "We have won the battle," she said, "but the war is far from over." Back in her lab, the witch began her research, her potion brewing over the fire, a small frog drawn in by the warmth. The witch was puzzled. Her previous attempts to create an antidote for the wolf's curse had all been in vain. The wolf's blood, dark as the night itself, had resisted all her concoctions. But the sight of the little amphibian perched by her cauldron sparked a sudden realization. Could the answer lie within the creatures of the forest itself? With a swift, decisive motion, she picked up her dagger and took a sample of the frog's blood, hoping against hope that this could be the key to breaking the curse. She watched as the blood dripped into the boiling potion, the fluid immediately turning a vibrant green. The witch held her breath as she cautiously mixed the frog's blood with the wolf's. The transformation was instantaneous. The pitch-black hue of the wolf's blood dissipated, replaced by a clear, bright red color. A wave of relief washed over her. She had done it. She had created the antidote. With a triumphant smile, the witch raced back to the village, the antidote clutched tightly in her hands. The wolf, still unconscious, growled softly in his sleep, his body twitching as if ready to spring into action at any moment. But the witch was undeterred. She gently injected the antidote into the wolf's veins, praying it would work. And work it did. The wolf's growls gradually subsided, replaced by a peaceful silence. His monstrous form started to shrink back to its normal size, the beast within him finally tamed. The witch sighed in relief, her heart filled with hope. She had not only saved the village but also the wolf, freeing him from the curse that had turned him into a monster. Yet, one question still lingered in her mind. Why had the frog's blood worked? What was the mystery behind it? Her curiosity sparked. She vowed to uncover the truth behind the forest's curse. But that is a story for another time. For now, she had triumphed, and the village was safe once more. Back in the village, the unconscious wolf was still a terrifying sight, its growls echoing ominously through the silent night. But under the watchful eyes of the witch, a transformation was slowly occurring. The witch, with her potent potions and unyielding patience, was guiding the beast back to his true form, back to his original, benign self. The process was painstakingly slow. Every 6 hours the witch would gently administer another dose of the potion, each time calming the beast a little more, each time bringing him closer to his true nature. Despite the wolf's terrifying form, the witch showed no fear. She understood the journey he was on, and she was determined to see it through to the end. And so the days passed. The villagers watched in hushed awe as the fierce growls slowly began to subside, replaced by a more familiar, less threatening sound. The monstrous body, once a symbol of fear and dread, was shrinking, becoming smaller, less intimidating. Then, after 2 long days of unconsciousness, a miracle occurred. The wolf opened his eyes. He was still in his beastly form, but something had changed. There was a softness in his eyes, a gentleness that had not been there before. He showed love and affection towards the witch, gratitude for her unwavering care and devotion. It took a whole week for the transformation to complete. The once terrifying wolf was now back to his normal self. He was no longer a threat to the villagers, no longer a creature of the night thirsting for human blood. He was simply a wolf, a part of the natural world, living peacefully among the villagers. The question remained, why had the frog's blood been the key to the antidote? What was the mystery behind this strange ingredient? The witch, ever curious, would not rest until she had uncovered the truth. But that's a story for another time. After a week, the wolf was back to his normal self, no longer a threat to the villagers. The tale of the witch and the wolf had reached its end, a testament to the power of patience, understanding, and the mysterious ways of nature. The question remained, why had the frog's blood been the key to the antidote? As the witch delved into her research, she uncovered a hidden truth. The frogs from the nearby water source had been cursed by none other than the spirit of the forest itself. The spirit, in an effort to protect the forest and its inhabitants, had imbued the frogs with a special magic. A magic so potent that it could change the very nature of a creature, turning a bloodthirsty wolf into a gentle beast. This revelation was a shock, but it also brought a sense of relief. The villagers had been living in fear of the wolf, but now they could breathe easy. The witch had found a way to tame the beast, and in doing so, she had not only saved the village but also restored the wolf to its true nature. The wolf was no longer a threat, but a friend. A friend who showed love and affection towards the witch, and even towards the villagers who had once feared him. This was not just a story about a witch, a wolf, and a curse. It was a story about the power of knowledge, the courage to face one's fears, and the magic that lies in unexpected places. It was a story of transformation and healing, of danger turned into safety, of fear turned into friendship. And so, dear listeners, we reach the end of our tale. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories. The world is full of mysteries waiting to be solved, stories waiting to be told, and magic waiting to be discovered. Your suggestions and ideas are always welcome, so don't hesitate to share them. Every story has a lesson, and our tale of the witch and the wolf is no different. It reminds us that things are not always as they seem, that courage and wisdom can conquer fear, and that sometimes the key to a problem lies in the most unexpected places. Until next time, farewell.